In this bulletin, the US Supreme Court listens, eBay's new free offer, and women's marches are among the top printing consumables stories this week. Hello, I'm David Gibbons. Let's look at the top 10 imaging news stories for the week. The biggest news story by far comes from Washington, D.C., where the US Supreme Court held its first hearing on the prebate and first sale laws that affect printer cartridges. After a chilly, even hostile reception at the lower courts, the US Supreme Court appears warmly open to patent exhaustion both domestically and internationally. As an attorney admitted to the US Supreme Court bar, Tricia Judge had a front row seat to the oral arguments this week. And Tricia Judge joins me now. Hello Tricia, what is your take on the Supreme Court's view to the two different laws impacting the printer cartridge aftermarket?
Well, there are two laws involved. One is when a cartridge is first sold in the United States, and one is when a cartridge is first sold overseas. The first issue on domestic exhaustion looks like it's going to be a slam dunk for us because the Supreme Court wants to have a clear, bright line patent exhaustion rule that says that when you buy a cartridge in the US, there are no restrictions attached. I think we're going to win on that issue.
And Tricia, how about internationally?
That issue is a little more complicated, David, because once you sell an item overseas, it makes sense that the U.S. patent rights might indeed still be attached because they weren't first exhausted in the U.S. where the patents were obtained. However, the U.S. Supreme Court recently decided that copyrights that were first sold overseas were found to have been exhausted, and the court seems to want to see a clear, again, bright line system here. They don't want commerce to be confused, or Joe Smith, the consumer, their words, not mine, wants to be able to buy knowing that nothing is going to interfere with his use of the cartridge.
So Tricia, will you be able to talk to this issue at the Cairo and Cancun Expo and Summit events in April and June this year?
Absolutely. I learned much more about the way the Supreme Court views these two issues, and there's so much more that came out in the amicus briefs that were filed in these cases. I think I'll have a lot to tell your audience in both Cancun and Cairo that will have an impact around the world.
Thanks, Tricia Judge. According to OPI, eBay is offering its customers a guaranteed free 3-day delivery in the United States. Walmart, Target and Amazon are already promising quick delivery times. However, commentators believe eBay's quick, free delivery could hurt department stores even more. In OEM news, Konica Minolta has received Platinum and Diamond awards as a content management solution provider. Lexmark International has partnered with a data monitoring company to enhance document security for its customers' business assets. And Epson has filed a lawsuit against Advanced Image Manufacturers, which is allegedly a home-based business allegedly selling infringing ink cartridges on Amazon. A US gang has raked in more than $12 million from online sales of goods stolen across 28 states over 20 years. Police confiscated 5,300 stolen electronic devices and printer cartridges, along with $7.7 million from 12 individuals' homes. A running horse, a coffee art wall, wedding headwear and clothes caught the attention of visitors at a state-of-the-art 3D technology art exposition in Foshan City in China. All items were printed out on PrintRite Kaleido 3D printers. Many may not be aware that large protests also create a big jump in the sales of office supplies. According to OPI, market research group NPD found that sales of poster boards surged 33% in the United States during the week of the anti-Trump Women's March across the United States in January. Other materials used to create signs, including paint markers, glue, scissors and printer cartridges, also spiked between 6 and 28%. And for all the details of these stories and other breaking news every day, go to our brand new website at rtmworld.com or get a copy of our monthly news and views magazine with OPC Technologies' JC Joshi beating the drum for Indian manufacturing on the front cover this month. Thanks for keeping in touch with This Week Today. I'm David Gibbons.